One of my 2019 NFL draft crushes is Ohio State wide receiver Terry McLaurin. We'll be getting into his game next and why you should be on board as our profile series continues right here on DynastyLeagueFootball.com.
The NFL Draft Profile Series, NFL Prospects. Break it down, let's get it. People's pen and the gridiron scholar. Time to do it major. Let's see who running the field. Let's analyze the data. Yeah, let's go.
All right, John, I know we're going to be at a difference with this Ohio State Buckeye, but Terry McLaurin has really opened my eyes in a lot of different facets since I got to see him at the Senior Bowl. Now, I know he's not a player you're dramatically in favor of, so I want to know why before I give the reasons why I happen to have him as one of my draft crushes.
Andy, I'm not saying that he doesn't have a position in the NFL, but I'm shocked that there's people that have Terry McLaurin in their top two prospects in this year's draft. I just don't see it. Yes, I really like this athlete. I think he's a nice receiver and he has some elite traits, but I don't have him in my top 12. So let's look at what he has done. In high school, he was Mr. Football in Indiana in 2013, and he was a four-star prospect by ESPN and Rivals.com. Hey, he's an exceptional young man. He was a two-time team captain for the Buckeyes in 2017 and 2018. At Ohio State, he's played in 44 games, and he has played in every game between 2015 to 2018. Those are very impressive about his determination and his leadership. For his career, though, he only has 75 receptions for 1,251 receiving yards, 19 touchdowns, and he did average 16.7 yards per catch. So there are some very nice production numbers hidden underneath the low number of catches. Hey, last year he scored 11 touchdowns, which is fantastic. He also, I'm a teacher. He graduated in 3.5 years with a degree in communications. The young man is a dedicated leader, and he works hard on and off the field. From everything I read, he's a very coachable competitor and well-liked by his teammates. Stupendous Senior Bowl week and eye-opening combine. So I agree with one aspect. There's no question that this young man has a role on an NFL team, and I think coaches are going to be enamored with him. But there's one thing that really concerns me when I look deeper into this young man's numbers. His highest team target share for the Buckeyes was 9% of the targets last year in 2018. That really bothers me. Now, I know I'm going to let you talk about his incredible combine. He had some terrific numbers, which obviously opened my eyes to his athletic abilities. He's 6'0" and 208 pounds. He's a special teams demon who excels as a gunner. People, if you don't watch special teams, I had to dig deep. I had to try to get some film of this young man. He's immediately going to make a team and contribute it from day one. He's a thickly built athlete. He's got size and speed with toughness and athleticism. He's quick release and he defeats press coverage. He's an excellent runner after the catch. Now, I understand he never ascended to the top of the depth chart at Ohio State, and that's part of the reason why his receptions total are low. But he played in a crowded and talented group of players. He does not own natural hands, and he's an inconsistent route runner. I have a 5th-round grade on him. I think the NFL is going to like him a lot more than I do, and Andy really likes him. So go ahead, Andy. Tell me why you like him so much.
Well, you mentioned some people having him as high as number 2 and him not even being in your top 12. And I got to say, I think he's outside of my top 10 as well. But that just adds to why I like him so much, because I think he's a tremendous value there, because I think he can outperform the rankings that you and I are giving him. Now, I really didn't know what to expect of Terry McLaurin as I headed down to Mobile. I just knew he had 11 touchdowns on 35 receptions, which is an insane success rate. Now, he first caught my attention as being one of the louder players in his positional group, offering encouragement and hyping up the other wide receivers. I then saw him destroy a DB in one-on-ones with precision and strength, and then some trash talking as well. I still didn't know what to expect. What kind of guy is this? What kind of player is this? Then I listened in as he talked with some NFL scouts, and his maturity really stood out to me as one of his best qualities. This is a guy who comes from a family with, his parents have been together for, I think, over 30 years or something like that. He has a girlfriend. He talked about waiting to start a family until they got married. His focus was on the game. I mean, this is a kid who seems to have his priorities in order. And then to hear that, and this softer, gentler side of him, and then see when the helmet's on and the pads are on, he becomes this ferocious competitor. He really has that switch in him, which I think is not an easy thing for a lot of players to find. What he did as a player during the Senior Bowl was vastly different than who he was at Ohio State, though. And it makes me question Dwayne Haskins even more, because to have a talent like this and not use him more is either an embarrassment of riches for the Buckeyes offense, or the inability to throw downfield, which has been my major concern with Haskins. Now, I don't want to overhype the offseason circuit, but McLaurin has been displaying abilities far exceeding what I think the general perception was entering the offseason. He is among the best route runners in this 2019 class. I know that differs from what you said, John, but he really, in and out of each play, he displays the ability to run a full route tree. He also plays with strength and will outmuscle defensive backs. And then when you add 4.3 speed to the mix, you wonder why people aren't talking him up more. The one knock I do have on McLaurin is his consistency at the catch point. He has wide receiver hands, but they aren't the softest. Now, it won't come in the way of drops, but rather catches you feel like maybe he should have made that one. Terry McLaurin has some of the biggest upside of anyone at the wide receiver position in the 2019 class, and for that reason, he is one of my biggest sleepers in the 2019 NFL Draft. What do you think about McLaurin? Are you one of these people that has him in the top 3 at the position? I think that's a little outlandish, but certainly I wouldn't question if you had him in the top 10. He's right on the fringe for me at this point. He's outside of John's top 12. Where do you have Terry McLaurin, and is he a guy you want to target for your team, both in the real world and in your fantasy football leagues? Leave it in the comments below. Like the video. Check out the other players we've covered. If you enjoy what we're doing, please subscribe to the channel. We have audio versions of this available as well on every major platform, so whichever you choose for your podcast, you can find us there as well. Go check out Dynasty League Football for other great articles and podcasts, as well as John's written work on footballdiehards.com and my newly launched website, expandtheboxscore.com, where you can see just how efficient Terry McLaurin was by seeing every touch of his 2018 college season. Thanks for tuning in today. Hope you enjoyed it.